Hello, Liz here from Skills4Parents, giving parents the tools to maximise the education of their children. So, today I want to talk to you about Nerdle. Now, you may have come across Wordle. I've certainly got really addicted to Wordle, which is a game that gives you every day a different word to guess, and it tells you if you've got letters in the right place, or if they're not there at all, or if they're in the wrong way. Well, I've just come across Nerdle. And controversially, I think Nerdle is better. And the reasons I think it's better, I will explain to you once I've shown you how to play it. So, I'm just going to pull it up on my phone so that you can see it. And this is Nerdle. So you can see the website is nerdlegame.com. Now, let me just scroll up a little bit. There we are. So we have to guess a sum that is correct, and we have to try and work out what it is. And it uses the order of operations, so you need to know bid mass, which is one of the first reasons why I think Nerdle is fantastic. So I haven't played today's, so I don't know what this is going to be. So let's see. Let's come up with 34 add 21 equals 55. So this is telling me the 3, the 2 and the 5 are not in the right place, but the equal sign is in the right place, and the 4 and the 1 and the plus are not there at all. So we know it's not a plus. So we now need to come up with something else. And this is why I really like this, because we now know the 3, the 2 and the 5 are there. So we want to come up with something else. So let's start with 23. So 23. And let's do a subtract. So 23 subtract, well, there's no 1. So that may not work. So let's go back and try something else. How about, can't do 14. What about 83? So 83 subtract. And let's try, well, we know there's going to be a 5 in it. So let's try 50. And then if we're going to work this backwards, we then know that we can't have a 40 or a 50. So I really like it for that reason. So 83 subtract 56. So now we need to know what 83 subtract 56 is. And that's 27. So we put the equal sign in, and we've got equals, and then we put 27. And that's good because those numbers were not ones that are not there. So this is teaching your child to think about number bonds, and having to think about different operations and bid mass and doing calculations. So I think this is a really good thing to get them doing. So, right, well, we've got the 3, the 5 and the 2, which we knew already. We now know the 7, the 6 and the 8 are not in it. So there's only a 9 and a 0 extra. We also know it's not a subtract, so it's going to be a multiplication or a divide. Okay, so we know the 3s are not in the right place. They're going to come later. And so we're now using this like Wordle to see where we get to. So let's try another one. Let's try a different one. And how about, okay, so now we want to try something else, and we will try some multiplications. So I know how many digits I've got there. So I'm going to try 2 times, no, that's not times, 2 times. And of course it uses an asterisk for times. So if you didn't know that, that's what it's using. So let's try 2 times 3, so that's 6. And then we can do another times because we've obviously got the space for 2 more digits. So maybe 6 times 9, because we've got a 9 there. And 6 9s are 72, so we know that's not going to work. However, I'm going to do that anyway because it gives me a few digits that we can then see whether we're right with that. So 2 times 3 is 6, times 9 is 54. So let's see how that goes. Interesting. So we've now got the times, the 3, the times in the right places. Now, the 2 can either be where the 9 is or it could be where the 4 is. So I'm now thinking that we will have some repeated digits because we've only got the 0 as well. And that's really important to understand. So we know it's not going to be 54. So we know it's not going to be multiplied by 9. So we've now got something times 3 times something equals something something. The 5 isn't in the right place. So let's start by putting the 5 at the beginning and seeing if that's good enough. So 5 times 3, which we know is 15. And then it's going to be one of the other numbers that we've then got there. So let's try times 2. That would then be 30. So we can try that and see. Because we haven't used the 0, we haven't used the 3. So let's try that. 5 times 3 times 2 equals 30. We got it right. Fantastic. So one of the things that I really like about Nerdle is that you're having to do some problem solving, which kids need. We are having to think about number bonds. We are thinking about different operations, and you may have to think about BIDMAS as well and knowing the order of operations. So therefore, this as a game actually uses a lot more skills than Wordle would, which is just a general problem solving, as well as knowing some words. So I think Nerdle is better because you're getting more skills there that you can do with your young person. So I'd love to know how you get on. Enjoy it, and I'll speak to you soon.